South Australia's Liberal leader, Vincent Tarzia, is stepping down from the leadership 3 months out from the next state election. He is the fourth state or territory Liberal leader to resign in recent weeks. Mr Tarzia wants to focus on his young family and local community.
No colleague has pushed me. There's been no letter, petition signed or anything like that. No colleague has told me to step down. If any of you have got any of those sources, you're within your rights to say who they are, but nobody has said to me that I should step down. This is a decision that I have made of my own accord.
Well, let's bring in the ABC's Chief Elections Analyst Casey Briggs, who's with me here in the studio. The state election is so close. Were you surprised by this resignation?
Yeah, Lorna, it is a bit of a surprise in that the election day is 106 days away or something like that. Early voting will begin in less than 100 days, so that is not a lot of time for a new leader to try and make their presence known and pull together, a shadow cabinet and all of the work that needs to be done and unite a party under a new leadership team this close to a state election. So in that respect, yes, a surprise today. Having said that, the pressure had been building on Vincent Tarzia for quite some time, and it really kicked up a notch last month when the party organisation, the SA Liberal Party, briefed the shadow cabinet on some very diabolical polling. They said the Liberals at the moment hold 13 seats in the lower house. This polling suggests that they could lose most of them. They might fall down to as few as 3 seats in the South Australian lower house. That would see them wiped off the map in metropolitan Adelaide if it were to come true, just as they were wiped off the map at the federal level in Adelaide as well. The public polling kind of backs that up. We've seen 2 polls this year, not a lot of polling done in South Australian politics, but one in October had Labor sitting at 66% of the two-party preferred vote in October, 67% in the YouGov poll in June. So the SA Liberals have been staring down the barrel of potentially an electoral wipeout, sending them into the doldrums even further. And this is a party that does not have a particularly good record of success at at elections. They've been in government in South Australia for just 15 of the last 50 years. And according to all of the public opinion polling research that we've seen, they're looking at least another 4 years of that ahead. The state Labor government is riding high, and there's been real questions about what can be done. And so evidently the pressure reached such a point that Vincent Tarzia, like he says, he wants to spend more time with his family. We've heard that before. I'm sure he does. The job of being an opposition leader is a difficult job, but that's plainly not the primary reason for this resignation.
And they've got to get a move on because he's popping off at 5 o'clock this afternoon. I mean, he's leaving no time, so who might succeed him? Yeah,
look, it's up to the party to determine when it wants to meet. It could happen as early as today, potentially, that we see a new leader of the South Australian Liberal Party. I think the firm favourite, although, I've got no particular inside word, but the name that keeps getting talked about is Ashton Hearn. She's a first-time MP. She's the Shadow Health Minister. And what will be actually quite interesting on a national level here, right, is in the last month, 4 Liberal leaders across the country have been replaced. And in 3 of them, the 3 states, Victoria, New South Wales, potentially now South Australia, we're looking at a first-term woman MP taking over the leadership. Not all that far from an election, and in South Australia's case, very, very close to an election. But Ashton Hearn has been looked at as a potential future leader in the party for quite some time, even as new as she is to Parliament now. This is a depleted party room. They don't have all that many options, and there's a lot of old guard MPs, I think you could probably say, in the party room as well, that the party probably wouldn't be looking at as options. So they don't have that many options. We don't know exactly what the outcome of that meeting will be, whether it will happen in time for Vincent Tarzia's resignation at 5, but it is interesting to see the state of Liberal parties around the country.
Well, Liberal parties around the country, how does this reflect on the federal Liberal Party?
Well, I mean, we've been watching in Victoria, in New South Wales. Yeah. Let's not have too many hypothetical conversations about South Australia yet, because we don't know exactly where the party will go. But certainly in those 2 large states, we've seen the party pick more moderate, progressive leaders, younger leaders, women leaders in both of those states. Yes, the federal Liberals have also chosen a moderate Liberal leader, but we've seen the party's policies shifting in the other direction toward the Conservative end. So there's a bit of a drift in 2 different directions at the moment. Now, all of these state-level opposition leaders are pretty new to the job still. They haven't yet made their mark, so we're yet to see exactly how they'll, fashion the party in their own way, and how their party will allow themselves to be fashioned. That's the other factor here. There are factional disputes, there are warring factions in all of these parties, and it is a difficult job for any leader to come to terms with that and to sort of unite a very divided party in all of these branches.
Okay.
But we'll see. We'll see exactly what shakes out from this as the Liberal Party is, I think, soul-searching all over the place, all over the country.